as you know,
Mm.
we're coming up on February 2nd. You know, I went with the power of two because my second publication is actually my fourth book, but it'd be my second publication. 21st Century Japan Decoded comes out 2022, February 2nd, 2022.
Yeah,
which is in less than a week.
all right.
I think I told you I ran. I don't know how it's going, but I put a little sweepstakes, little contest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to promote the book, and I put a song up, an old school song, and a sample of it. The sample plays 3 times. It's about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like the first person who can name the group and the name of the song. I'm gonna hit them off with a free Kindle version of 21st Century Japan Decoded. You heard it, right?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it. I will admit I did not know the song.
Do you know who it is? I was like, yeah, do you know?
No. Well, I know when I see the name. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but you right now you can't tell me the name of the group and the name of the song.
I can tell you the name of the group and the name of the song, but I don't want to ruin it for everybody else because I already looked it up.
Oh, you looked it up, but okay. When you first saw it, when you first heard it, did you know?
No. Did not know.
Okay, how did you look it up?
I mean, you know, everybody got Shazam, so.
Okay, yeah. I'm not talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I said the first person. You know, like so. If you just people who know it off the top of their head.
Right. Nowadays, yeah. So whoever's fastest on Shazam, like, you're gonna get it. But here's the good thing: it's a break, so it might not be so easy to find. Yeah,
that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I didn't like put a main. You know, I just put when it, you know, just you have to know the song. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The one person I did see one young lady. She came back right away on one of the Black Japan sites, and I'll be honest. You know what's funny, and I'm going to say this when I mentioned it to her. She got it correct, and you know, I don't know if she used Shazam or not, but she came right back with it. You know, and you know, through social media from people's posts, you think you have in a little thumbnail picture, you think you have an idea of who people are. And this young lady, I was really shocked that she would even know anything about old school hip hop. It just goes to show you that you know you can't really get people's character and personalities.
You can't read a book by its cover.
Social media, yeah, especially in this thing, you know.
Definitely.
All right,
yeah.
Right. But yeah, 21st Century Japan Decoded, the only manual on mental health for Blacks in Japan. Support. Coming out next week.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely getting my copy. Hell yeah.
What's up with you, man? What's going on with you?
I'm working on my new book. Again, we're doing English books. I want to get a Japanese book out there. I was wondering how many people, you know, specifically Black people, but anybody really in general who is interested in learning Japanese from Real Talk. You know, I got a couple of Japanese staff members who definitely know how to speak English. So in Japan, they help the English teachers teach the English, or vice versa. They teach the English, and the native English speakers helping them, which is usually the case. But yeah. I'm gonna try to get this book out this year, you know. But right now, the preview, you can preview what the book is all about for all y'all Japanese cats out there, anybody learning English. It's called Handy English. It's on my website, YouTube. Just look for the Handy English playlist on the Real Talk. Yeah, man. And I got a whole lot of people over here at the house, but they leaving, so.
Yeah, I hear them.
Yeah.
It's all good. So, you know, more the merrier, you know what I mean?
Yeah, babe.
All right. So we wanted to get at y'all and just really just chop it up a little bit. You know, we haven't been on, and again, just kind of give you the climate of some things going on in Japan. And there's been a couple of things in the news recently that I don't see, and really I've been, because you know I'm the mental health specialist, so I really look at Japan from that point of view. Other, especially foreign nationals, they're so caught up in how clean it is here, and especially if you're Black, the police, they might stop you for a visa check or something like that, which is not okay, but it's still a far cry from ever feeling like you're in harm's way. You're gonna get beat up, incarcerated, or or killed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
But there's another side, you know, and that's the whole, you know, reason I wrote the book, or one of the reasons. But I'm thinking that this, you know, the pandemic, the pressure of complying with everything that Japanese have to comply with on just when nothing's going on, and now you're going to add this huge pressure. I'm looking for people to really start coming apart at the seams. And so, I mean, I'm not voting for it. I don't like it, but I mean, even for my own protection, you have to, like I said, I write about this in the book. And when you're in that eye of the storm, you start being able to see, because you're so objective. Yeah. You become objective, third person-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. When I'm teaching them classes, same way, you know, I feel like it's more of a therapy session than an English class. You know, I sit there all day analyzing people. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's, but you have to get to that point where it just becomes like normal to you. You know what I'm saying? And
normal how? Like normal as in like not affecting you. Yeah. Pulling out from it and
yeah,
not letting it affect you. You just kind of observing it. Got you. Yeah.
Which is something in the news that really caught my eye, because
let's get into that.
I think I told you yesterday, or excuse me, a couple days ago. Remember the video, the real popular video that went viral, the "Smack Me."
That's my favorite videos, man.
And smack me, and then he got smacked. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that video. But I asked a group of 20-year-old Japanese guys, 6 dudes. They all work in a company, so they had the pressure of answering in front of each other. But I showed that to them, and I was like, so is there ever a time when violence is necessary? And you know, Dave Chappelle talks about how after the war, Japan got the masculinity bombed out of them. Anyway, so when I'm asking these guys, they're going out of their way, like, no, there's just no. I would get help. I would do this, and I'm trying to explain to them the climate of being black, where you can't call them the police. The police are probably going to come and arrest you. When it's all said and done, you might get beat up. No, black people don't even figure out with a white person. I'll call the police on you.
Right. That's not even the reality.
Especially the dude, you saw how he was dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he ain't calling the police. That's the last thing he's trying to do. But I couldn't really get that across to them, because they just couldn't conceptualize a situation where violence like that. Anyway, so I started realizing just how programmed, because you got to think, these are the people who prior to the war were all about, I'll die, and you know, death, you know, seppuku is you know, better, ritual suicide is better than to be disgraced. You know what I'm saying, and other things. And so, but now it's gone to this extreme where the young men are just programmed like, no, there's no violence. I could go on and tell you other stories, but anyway, so today I'm looking in the newspaper and there's let me see if it says Japan. I'm looking at the Mainichi Shimbun, and it says Japan construction firm warned after foreign trainee beaten by co-workers. So this Vietnamese trainee was training for this job, so he's the basically a low-level worker, and everybody who comes in, you know, any Japanese company, it's a group, so it's like a fraternity. So you're going to get hazed to a degree. I'm, you know, not like this though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these dudes, and it says he was repeatedly assaulted by Japanese workers at the company in Okayama, Western Japan for roughly 2 years and sustained serious injuries, including broken bones. Right? So he was getting his ass whooped.
It's just, wow. I can't even imagine, like, what was he working for?
It's a
mafia or something?
Company.
Yeah, a construction company, yeah.
Well, you know, the construction companies, when you go into the history, they basically were like they were really close to the organized crime, because they would get all the people from jail out of jail and give them jobs and stuff like that. So they got a lot of rough around the corner dudes working for them.
That's true.
You know, through this is historical.
Mm-hmm.
But But even when I remember when I told you, you were like, they would hit you. Was it physical? I forgot how you said it.
Yeah, I was like physically hazing them because it's just so rare around where I'm at. But definitely, like you said, I've seen it too. Like all the Bosozoku, the motorcycle gangs and all that, they all got quelled and funneled through the whole construction company system.
Right.
And the big motorbike companies, allegedly, you got to look on I think it was on Vice. I saw on Vice. They all got construction companies, you know. And they, you know, and back then that was the reason why they were acting like that anyway, because they didn't have no money.
So slow down. You might have left somebody. So Bosozoku, what is that? Can you explain what that is?
Those are the biker gangs, the old biker gangs in Japan. You don't see them anymore. You know,
they used to be big in Nagoya, man. I remember every night at a certain time when Hank and Julian first came here, and every night at the same time. They would come riding by and they get real loud, and the police follow behind them.
Yeah,
nothing. You never see anything really happen, but they were really, really huge around here. And now I never see them.
Right,
I can't remember the last time. In fact, I can't remember the last time I saw one.
They all got jobs.
Yeah, right.
They all got jobs. Like he said, the dude said it. He was one of the biggest ones. He was like, you know, you keep getting in trouble, you know. You don't want to be in jail, get out, and they got a job for you, and it pays well. You know, all those construction companies, they bank. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But yeah, that's where all the ruffians is at, huh? Wow.
Yes, so that's the ruffian crew.
So they were hazing them like this, and so the guy is alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how did it all get caught? He ran to the police or something, or like what happened?
I don't think they say. Well, they have video footage. It said video footage of the violence showed the man being punched, hit about the head and body with a broom, and berated for failing to respond well in Japanese.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I guess the tape leaked. They don't really say exactly what happened, but if there's video footage, man, it's only a matter of time, because the fact that he did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
So hidden. And you know, in Japan, you might not ever hear from these guys again. They might just go to court, everything gets settled, and you won't hear nothing on the news or nothing after this, you know?
Yeah, but I think the bigger story is, like, so how often does this happen? And also, like, just see, like, you see, it was happening to who? A foreigner. You know what I'm saying? And he's an Asian foreigner, you know, for here again, all this Asian hate crime stuff.
Where's he from again?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
You know, but like, you know, when you say Asian hate crime to someone in America, they automatically link all these Asians together. And no, you know, I mean, that's, you know, that's fair. I mean, from what they see over, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, but to know like how much these individual Asian groups are their rivals, or they don't like each other, and nobody likes Japanese people. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even know that.
Yeah, who are their closest allies? Like South Korea? Not even that.
Well, you know, when you talk about government, that's one thing on stuff that's on paper.
No, I mean culturally.
Or the average person, because Japanese people, you can get them to say, you know, I don't like Korean people, like, you know. Yeah,
but that whole BTS thing, like, you know, I was just saying, like, they're cross communities, because like all the Japanese pop idols go to Japan, Korea, and vice versa. All the Korean pop idols be coming to Japan, and that's what blew it all up in the first place. So way before it got hot in the States.
So you see how it's a very strange relationship. It's a very strange relationship. It's you know, it's like fraternal. You know, they don't want to admit that they're like part of the same family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
they got they got their two greatest enemy. Their enemy is they have the same enemy, right? They both don't like China, so I guess that's why they kind of stick together.
Or North Korea.
Yeah, or North Korea. Yeah, so they kind of link to each other like we two little islands. But yeah, Vietnam is definitely like nigga to them. I know that. Yeah.
And the guy was saying, you know, he was scared he was going to get sent back to Vietnam, and that's why he didn't say anything. You know, you can't even judge this guy. You know, because except for the fact, you know, he can take an ass whooping.
Yeah.
What's the congressman?
Don't even say it. I knew you were going to do that. Don't. I was more thinking like Rodney King, but
John
you go,
Lewis, is that his
yeah,
name?
you gonna
Bring
bring
it something Lewis, right?
Yeah, some Lewis.
You're not gonna help me out, man.
Nah, I think you got it. That's his name.
Is that his name, John Lewis? Oh,
Yeah, it's John Lewis. Yeah.
Got my ass whooped on the bridge.
AKA Milk Dud and shit. Yeah.
I don't even know about that, but I was
you got a Milk Dud.
That's all I hear about him.
Yeah.
I don't even really know what he looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, brother, every time you hear about him getting beat up, I'm like, okay, so when does it get better?
See, there's no speeches after any of this happens in Japan, but like if they had it like the States, you probably have him start coming out on TV talking about why can't we all just, be friends? Why can't we all just be peaceful and live with each other? I love this country. I love rice balls and takoyaki and and I forgive them, because I don't want to get sent back.
But you see how the media is just different here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just suppress.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay. But yeah. So I never seen anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a couple fights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there's a bunch of people that don't know how to fight. They ain't never really been in a bunch of emotions.
You mean in real life or like on?
Yeah, in Japan. I mean, I've only seen. How many fights have you seen?
I've only seen fights where people are drunk. Tell you the truth, I haven't seen like a
fight in
a club or something, or like outside the club or like just where people are just, you're expecting a fight.
But it's still two Japanese people?
Nah, it's Japanese and a foreigner.
Yeah. Ever seen? Yeah, I'm talking about two Japanese people.
Nah.
It's rare. It's rare, right? It's very, very rare. Yeah, I worked in a school, and all the time I worked in a school, I only saw one fight. You know what I'm saying? And that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you never see the shit. You're like,
that was interesting.
It's like being in prison and just hearing somebody got out. You're like, somebody broke out for real? That'd be the most interesting thing all year.
But what's really interesting about this is like here we're talking about an extreme case of the bullying, right? Ijime, right? It's an extreme case of that, where really got taken out of hand. But I say this to Japanese people all the time, that every because every classroom is its own little like insular society, and that's how Japanese function, right? When you see 100 Japanese people together, it's rarely is it not rarely, but sometimes it might not be 100 people in a group. It's a bunch of smaller groups that are together, and they all came for whatever the event was. But because they're so much on code with each other. From the outside looking in, it looks like they're all together. You know what I'm saying?
So it just has again that worker ant kind of thing. Like they just on a mechanical level, they are working together.
Yeah, because they're all, you can say they're all on code. They all they know how there's a etiquette that they in the way they respect each other's space and do what they have to do. You know what I'm saying? And but I always tell them in every one of those smaller groups, the same dynamic is occurring. So while a person usually is not getting beat and hit over the head, they are being whooped
mentally.
Yeah, and I would even say like the Vietnamese guy, one of the reasons they got to hitting him was because the normal way the tactics they used didn't work on him. But he ain't care, like a lot of stuff, because a lot of it is based on the society. Like, they put pressure on you and embarrass you. And he's like, I don't care about y'all. I'm just trying to send his money back home. You know what I'm saying? I can take all of that. You all not talking to me and stuff. That ain't, and that pissed them off.
So they went all out. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think happened. Like he was winning the battle, really. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, whatever. I can handle that. I'm from where people die and get killed. You know what I'm saying? But the Japanese way of coming at you, and the fact that he withstood to the point where they had to whoop his ass, shows how mentally strong, because he's Asian too. It's not like he's coming from America or something. You know what I mean? He's not coming from the West, I should say. He's like, I know what you're doing. I know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? We group oriented too.
Yeah, they definitely act differently depending on who it is. Yeah, for sure. Yep. And yeah, I know a couple cats. One dude from the Philippines talks the same way. He's in a construction company. And he's like, yo, these guys are just so rude over there, man. I can't stand them. I'm like, yeah, I don't never have that. I don't have a guy rude, like he'll just ignore me, you know, like just not talk to me. But that, like you said, that ain't nothing. He's like, these guys, you know, they'll yell at him, you know, he's still out there, you know, all that dumb shit. So
yeah, and again, you have to know how to stand on your square, because that takes a toll on you, because especially it's being done in front of other people. So it's just like back in the day when we was, you know, growing up. I remember, even better, I remember I worked at Job Corps, and this job was crazy, man. It was like the ghetto. It was like, you know, I was security at this place. I'm in college at the time, and so you go there, and it's like a whole bunch of kids from the inner city, and they're there for vocational training and or to get their GED. You know, so you know, and some of them live in dorms, some of them come daily, or you know what I'm saying. But they're all and so you know, you got a lot of the hood situation problems on there, or issues, and one of them is like you know, these girls, they latch on to you, these young girls, and a lot of the dudes end up, you know, knocking them down and doing stuff. But if once they start liking you, or they attach to you, like because if you're caught fraternizing with them, you're fired, and they know this, so they use this, you know, and but I remember there was this one real big Puerto Rican girl. Shout out to Tony, if you're listening. She was like 6'2". She was from the Bronx, and I don't think she had a body, but I think she had stabbed somebody or something. But everybody was scared of her, you know. And she was real pretty, man. She was big. If she slipped, she might be like a real fine. She might be fine as you know, wine now. You know what I'm saying? But she was real big, and she liked me.
She was built right though. Yeah.
No, she was kind of chunky, but she was only 16. She was 16.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But she was real chunky, so she wasn't trying to be fine, but you know what I'm saying? But if she had put her mind to that, you know, but she just was real ghetto. You know what I'm saying? But she liked me, man, and it's like you can't tell them to leave, so you got to use the energy. I used to have her working. I mean, I had to man the gatehouse. I have her doing all kinds of work because she gonna stay there. You know what I'm saying? And she would keep all the other girls away to worry about just her. You know what I'm saying? But one time this Puerto Rican dude, I was trying to do something, I had to get his ID or something, and he was like clowning me, like, you know, like, yeah, ha ha ha, and just, and I didn't think nothing. I'm a grown man, I'm here to work. And when I came back, after she saw me, she was like, no, you can't let him do that to you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That? And she's like, no, she like stepped in my way, like, no. Like she was getting like, oh, I thought I was going to box her. And I'm like, look, Tony, get up. You know, okay, I got you. I hear what you're saying. And she was like, nah, you can't let them motherfuckers do that, you know. And sure enough, man, after that, man, everybody started acting like that.
Oh, around to you.
To me, like I'm the chump now. You know, I'm getting chumped. Like, yeah, whatever. Get out of here.
Put that whackness on you, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I was like driving the truck, and I thought about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she was 100% right. And then lo and behold, you know how Providence does it. I come up. They called me on the radio. There was some disturbance behind one of the dorms. I drive over there, and it's the dude. I think his name is Echo. They called him Echo. And it was him, the Puerto Rican dude. And I get out the truck, and he starts with that, and I just lost him. I just grabbed it and slammed him on the vehicle, and I would have lost my job. And I pinned his back. I was like, yo, I'm not playing with you, man. I'm not playing with you. You understand me?
Yeah.
But I didn't check. I snapped. If I would have done it more cerebrally, it would have been one thing. But it was behind the dorm. It just nobody was there except for like 3 kids. And I shit you not, before I got back to the gatehouse, it seemed like it already was on the grapevine. You know, all of a sudden I had a whole new treatment, because it wasn't even one day. It wasn't even one whole day so it was easy to snuff out.
Yeah. The energy just dissipated in the air. Everybody got a whiff of it.
Yeah, you gotta set things straight. I don't even remember why did I go into this?
The hazing and getting bullied.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just being able to stand up for yourself. or being able to know how to do, because once it starts happening, it just spreads.
Hard to turn off, and it's hard to turn off,
And most times the reason a lot of people will participate that normally aren't bullies is they understand that somebody's going to get bullied. And it's better that it's you than me.
Yeah.
And that's how it can snowball, like, and someone gets killed, like, damn, I didn't know it was going to get that bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I always say that in every one of these classrooms, every one of these departments at the job, this same dynamic is occurring. There's no exceptions, because that's why when people talk about ijime, I always ask them, I'm like, so what can you do to get rid of it? And then they come up with these schemes, and then they ask me, I'm like, no, there is no getting rid of it. It's and I write it in 21st Century Japan Decoded. A teacher told me this 25 years ago, but you just kind of listening to him. It was almost like he knew I was going to be coming to this place, and he told me, he was like, nah, he's like, ijime is traditional, is
apple pie, American apple pie.
I said, yeah, you Yankee, but he said like sushi, sumo wrestling, something like that, or he was like, no, it's the same thing. And it is the system. Another woman on a Black channel recently, I didn't even check to see if she had read my reply. She was talking about I'm thinking about sending my son out of Japan for his education because of these harrowing stories. I mean, it's not a quote, of like, how the Japanese teachers don't do or don't leave them by themselves, or don't do anything, they're half-assed or something. I forgot the exact words, but that's what it was like. And I was like, but the thing about it, what you don't understand is, I said, well, your concerns are well-founded.
You mean they won't be able to do anything on their own?
No, that they're not there, like they're not present. They're just, and what I'm trying to explain is, a lot of that is done on purpose. That is the education. Because why? Because what they're experiencing in their classrooms, in that 35 people classroom, is so overcrowded, right? And the teacher, they have so much time when it's just them. They have to work it out. Like when you enter that room, you have the same chance of success and failure as every one of them. That's theoretically.
Right.
Theoretically.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so there's going to be differences. There's going to be squabbles. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be, but there's a code in the classroom of conduct, and that's what everybody's judged on. And some of it is the goalpost moving, obviously, because there were human interventions involved. You know what I'm saying? But theoretically, that's why the teacher is not going to be, because you have to work it out. Because when you get into a company, it's going to be the same dynamic. That's why I say, the parents who even ask me, I said, well, or people themselves, do you want to work outside the States when you're getting a career, or do you want to work for a Japanese company? What's the deal? If you're trying to work for a Japanese company, I think you almost have to go through this in order to be prepared. Because when you get to work, you have to be able to concentrate. You can't be going through all this, you know what I'm saying, this turmoil. You have to already kind of know how to do, because it's the same characters.
Like going to a vocational school for bullying.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I'll go so far, and another teacher told me, and I wrote this in the book, that the primary objective of Japanese schools is not to educate the kids in science, math, etc. That happens, but that's almost a side effect of them teaching them how to be quote unquote Japanese, and learning your place, and learning how to deal with, because what it is, you have to get along. You have to get along with everyone. You cannot stand out by yourself.
So you have to get along, but if you're strong, you can bully someone weaker than you.
Well, you can bully someone weaker than you. The answer is possible, of course, because it happens all the time.
Right.
But even theoretically, right? Theoretically, you still have to get people on your side. If you just want to do it and everybody's not with it, you're not going to be able to win, no matter how strong you are, because it's just too many people. You know what I'm saying? You got guys, girls too. The girls don't care what the guys. You might be the strongest guy, but they might. Hey, I ain't rocking with you. What you gonna do? Beat me up?
Do you think? Do you think women bully
violence
more?
Doesn't really happen. I think probably the women.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's the women. I think the women actually bully the dudes in most cases. When the schools I go to.
No doubt. Yeah. Shout outs GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, one of my favorite mangas, and that's all it's about. They're trying to track down. I'm already ruining the first part of the book, but there's a lot more of the book. But at the beginning, they're trying to track down this bully who keeps beating up this boy, and he keeps trying to kill himself, and the Onizuka sensei keeps saving him. And the boy finally admits who the bully is, because he's like, "Who is your bully? Who's bullying you?" And he finds out it's a group of girls. It's like 3 girls who are the senpais of like these 3 major classes, and they're all their mothers and fathers are very prominent people in society. Nobody's gonna say shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just meet this boy, take him to the gym, kick him, beat him, draw all over him, and be like, you couldn't even tell nobody, because how are you gonna feel to be beat up by girls? You can't even tell nobody. That's why he wants to kill himself. And it's like, damn.
Yeah, that's very realistic. And even like, I don't know about you, like I remember when I was small, and I write about this in Guy Kokujin, we're like 4th grade, I'm like 10, you know what I'm saying? And when it was snow on the ground, we would, in inclement weather, we would have indoor recess, right? Most of you know the Westerns, you got about a half-hour lunch and a half-hour recess or something like that. And usually you're outside, you got the playground, it's vast. We was out in the suburban area, but when it was inclement weather, we would have it in our classroom, and then we had to play board games or something like that. And man, we were inside. Boy, the girls just ran the show because we couldn't leave. Like, we go play basketball, get off the court. You know what I'm saying? We were in, and I remember they would make people dance. And I remember I was really, really shy, and I didn't want to dance. And I can remember the pressure. Because they start laughing at you, and clowning you, and man, and you sit there and act like, I'm there, whatever.
Nah.
And if you hit one of them, you know what I'm saying? Because
everybody coming at you now.
right. Not only that girl might be to beat you up, but you're gonna get beat, and then she probably got a brother. You don't want to go. That's not the avenue.
It's not the honorable way to go out. Yeah.
No, but when you're a kid, you ain't seeking honor. You trying to get out of it.
True, but I don't even. Have you ever had that feeling like somebody pressuring you to dance and you just want to hit a girl like this?
Well, not hit her from the dance part, but after when they started joking on you.
Yeah, that's true. You want to slap the shit out of her. Yeah.
Yeah, you like. Shoot. I was real tender. All them Jackie Chan jokes and Fu Manchu jokes I used to have to take. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they, you turn them down for a dance, they start getting sharp with their tongue.
Yeah, you got to keep reminding me of that. You say that, I'm like, what the hell do you mean, Jackie Chan, Fu Manchu? Like, because you're Asian. Okay, yeah.
Oh, man, I was every Asian caricature, and they will be laughing it up.
Yo.
Laughing it up. You know what I'm saying? It took me a couple years to learn how to joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took me a couple years, you know what I mean? And but I took a lot of L's back then. Took lots of L's.
I can't even imagine that pressure. And we're not even talking about that kind of pressure in Japan. We're talking about just regular school. And
but it is that kind of pressure. It's just, in the context of Japanese. It is that kind of pressure.
Well, at least you have fun. You're just dancing at least. Like, what do they get out of it? Just getting along in society. That's what you get out of it,
Yep.
Ooh.
Check this out. I forgot to tell you this too.
Hard rap.
Remember, the same class I asked those 6 guys, the 6 dudes about the violence. I had a class with 6 20-year-old Japanese males in a company I was saying earlier.
Yeah,
I forgot. One of the guys, and he is the ijime rarete. He's the person who's getting bullied. Because they're all trainees. I didn't even notice when I took the job. They're all trainees. They're all the same level. So they all come on with that poker face, and they all got masks on too. So they're all sitting at separate computers, but they're sitting next to each other. right? So the one dude's computer like was shutting down. So when I'm asking questions going around, you know, and when I get to him, he's like, you know, sensei, okay, you know, in Japanese, he's like, my computer stopped.
Right, okay.
And some of the other guys' computer stops too, and then they'll go, sensei, you know, and then they'll get up and go around to somebody else's.
Okay.
So I'm like, after the third time it happened, and first his computer's breaking down and more than everybody else's, number one. But that wasn't it. But I'm like, yo, man, well, why don't you, so you're just sitting there the whole time. So since I talked to you last, you don't know what's going on. You're just sitting there.
Yeah,
it's like,
okay, yeah, you're the one being bullied for sure. Yeah, I know that guy, yeah.
But I still didn't get it. And I was just like, yo, I said, you don't see the other guys going around to the other people's computers?
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't you just use your common sense? And everybody started laughing. Because even I'm getting on them.
Yeah, that is that makes sense. Yeah.
After that happened, it opened the floodgates, and they started getting on them right in the class.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because what I do is I ask a question, right? And I asked you the question, right, and you answered. And then I say, okay, Sterling, who's next? You pick the next person. Right, and Japanese are always very, very good to go around because, you know, everybody has to do the same thing. That's the Japanese. Yep. But yo, they all started calling on him. And his English level is really bad, so it's really difficult every time.
And it's getting funnier and funnier for them.
Yeah, and it's getting funny, and they're like every time, oh, who's next? Mr. Suzuki.
Yeah.
Oh man, and it took me like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, okay. And he was like, Yoro, okashi, okashi, you know. But I'm like, you know, okashi is like, y'all are acting strange. Y'all are acting
right. Come on, guys. Yeah. Come on, guys.
You know,
leave me alone.
And I'm like, I could stop it, but it's not going to help him. You know, it's not going to help him. And in fact, it's going to be worse. It's just like, you know, when you're getting beat up, and so your mom walks you to school.
You a grown ass man, yo. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're a grown ass man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, this is you know. All you got to do is just stop responding to their bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's a lot deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than that. You know, there's, you know, it's going to be more than that. I mean, especially because he has to climb up a hill. You know, he has to climb out of the hole that he's already dug, and clearly he's not figuring it out yet. You know what I'm saying?
Dumb, yeah.
That's who they choose. They don't choose the bright one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They choose the easy. You know. Yeah, like I said. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's many bright introverted cats. You know what I'm saying? And I would think they would get, especially girls, that they would get bullied. And there is just a way to do it where you can be introverted and be left alone. And the ones who, like you just said, start getting picked on, and they just keep playing into the picking on. Now they just become part of the, I guess I'm the one who gets picked on kind of thing. And they I'm like, yo, you got to get out of it. And I can't help you.
But to go back on what you said, but even the being bright or whatever, you know, there's a difference between intelligence and aptitude, you know, in classes and being able to pick up things, and then being personable. You know what I'm saying? Like these, and that's what they're lacking in that area. Like they just don't know how. They were only children. They were sheltered, and they don't know how to get along with people.
Is he nice? Is he a nice guy?
Oh, he's super nice.
Yeah, that's the other. See, that's the other. Yeah, nice guys finish last. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super nice. You know, and they shit on this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Japan is just so obvious. Just
But it happens everywhere. When I said this to some high school students, and at first they try to, you know, they're on code, so they're like, nah, I don't really. And then I keep on talking, and then I tell them who it is in their class, and they're like, damn, like he knows. I'm like, I'm not just guessing here. I know who it is. I only come here once a month, and I can tell you who it is. And I said, I can tell you who it is. And the person wasn't there that day because I wouldn't have put him on the spot. And I can tell you who it is in this class. You're saying it don't always happen, because what they're trying to say, it doesn't always happen because it doesn't happen here. Yes, it does. And I just beat them to the punch. I can tell you who it is in this class.
Right.
Who? And I said his name, and they were like,
yeah.
You know,
it's always somebody else, but it's not you. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this happening right here. What are you talking about? You ain't never been in a class where it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So what makes you think it doesn't happen? And I've been in more classes than probably all of you put together.
It's just a thing you say. Yeah. It's just what do you call it? Deniability, not plausible deniability. Where you just deny before you even really think about what you're saying. You're just denying it. Like, nah.
Because it rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah, because it rubs you the wrong way. Yeah.
It doesn't sound right because you have to admit that you are that person.
Yeah.
Right. And then what comes next? Taking accountability.
Taking
accountability, and that's what people have a problem with. It's time to be accountable. Oh, I'm kind of busy. It wasn't me. It's time to deflect. What's it? The 3: deflect, conflate. What's the other one? Deflect, conflate, project.
Okay.
Project. All of it is rationalizing, basically. But
yeah, we have to get into those one day. Yeah, get into
those are the 3.
Yeah.
Shout out Boogie. You know what I mean?
Yo, what's up, Bugs?
On that note,
we're gonna leave that. Leave that alone. Yeah, but
I think we did enough, man. I hope. We kind of rambled off. Hope people can follow the conversation and get something from it. But basically, we're just really trying to talk about nuts and bolts of not only Japanese society, but kind of how it relates to what people outside of Japan understand. Bullying and this thing happens everywhere, but it's really, really focused and concentrated because of the way the Japanese society is set up. However, in this day and time, rarely do you see fisticuffs.
Yeah, rarely.
So people will think it's better.
Yeah. Of course. It's like visual is the sense that we depend on the most, more than sound, taste, or anything else. You judge your world based on what you see visually.
And physical pain, tangible things that are tangible.
And tangible is just no violence. It's just like, even if there is violence, it's just so few and far between when you see it in front of your eyes. It's just an easy scapegoat. Like compared to all the other countries, look at us. You're like, you can't. What can you say?
Okay, on the last note, let's do this then. So which one do you think, if you had to be a victim of either one, of either kind, being physically bullied or being mentally tortured?
Mentally tortured?
Well, I mean, same thing. I'm just trying to use, there's no difference. I'm just trying to use, I'm a writer. I'm trying to use different words.
Yeah.
But again, same environment. If you're in a classroom full of people and you're the target, which one do you think is not easier, but
for me, it's definitely mental. I would choose mental because I think I dealt with that more. I think the only reason why I don't choose physical is I've just never been a physical person. So just like anybody else who has never been a real physical person, you better find a way to get around it or get out of it mentally.
Yeah, you can still. You can still use mental. It's not like you don't. You're going to still use mental. But I'm talking about just what the threat is.
Yeah. I'd rather be in a situation where I have to overcome a classroom of people getting on me mentally than, that dude is waiting for you outside and he's about to beat your ass just cause. I'd rather deal with the other one.
Okay, and that's funny. And I'd rather deal with the physical one.
Right, I know you would.
Well, basically, because I did deal with it.
Yeah.
I did deal with it, but
I'm coming clean, shit.
But not only that, again, neither one's better. It's not. It's just
no. Which one do you pick?
Yeah. Which one do you think you have more natural or acquired defenses for, or strategy for? You know what I'm saying? Or like a shout out. I gotta say shout out to my man Yosh. He's doing a bid right now.
Yeah.
And so again, would you rather be in a Japanese prison or an American prison?
Japanese. Anything or an American is a hard pick unless it's like North Korea, China.
Yeah, you're right.
Because truthfully, even North Korea doesn't sound like you get raped though. I hear about the starvation, they work you to death. I don't know. Would you rather work to death or go to prison just get raped?
Yeah, you're right. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. That's a whole new level of physical. Right.
You know, the word to death, all you got to do is, you know, you might have to do, you know, really get your mind right. You have to really get your muscles, like, but getting raped is just getting raped. That's just the end of the line right there. Like, you got to deal with that the rest of your life. Like, yo.
And for me, like you said, I'm a recluse anyway. So in Japan, they're going to put you in a cell and leave you alone.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can have books. I can have books I can write. I'll be all right.
Straight up. I don't hear none of that shit. Yeah,
they don't even talk to you. Like, that's the whole thing. If you can't be by yourself, if you don't have your inner resources together, you're gonna implode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's not the white symbol. That's the okay symbol, y'all.
I was like, hey, what's going on here? We're gonna.
Why are they taking everything, man? Like,
you gotta change. You gotta have to do something. You know, well, even that.
No, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's even worse. They're gonna have both of us.
We gonna start doing this and shit.
I was making glasses, but you were wearing glasses. Oh,
that's the double
time
sign.
To conflate. Time to conflate, deflect, or project. Let me get out of this. You know what I'm saying? Danger, Will. What's the Danger, Will Robinson?
Oh, what's that? What is that?
Oh.
I remember that.
I can't. Lost in Space. It's like an old 60s.
Okay.
But it used to get.
It's not a cartoon. Okay. Yeah.
Nah, it was actually like a TV show.
I remember that. It was like a corny robot.
Yeah. If you see it now, man, it was like somebody in a tin can or some shit.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, Danger. I think that was his name. It might not have been his name.
It was Danger, Will Robinson. Danger or something like that. I don't know why I remember that though.
Yeah, because so many jokes over the years, and you probably saw one of the reruns back in like in the 80s or something.
Yeah, you were the
90s
like
or some
old school shit. That's yeah.
But I be hearing Panic and them they bring this kind of stuff up all the time. Even Craig Facts.
Yeah, Craig Facts.
Shout out to Brother Panic. You know what I'm saying? Some of these recommendations I got in the book.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think we've done enough time, man.
All right,
yeah. February 2nd, 21st Century Japan Decoded. Get you a copy. Support.
Yeah. Translations on the way, y'all. We working on it. All right.
Yeah.
In the far future, coming though. Yeah.
All right, contact information. You're not gonna hit them with it.
RealTalkEnglish.jp. Y'all see it on the website. I mean, on the YouTube channel. Just look below.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Taquan Amaru, Gmail.
All right, y'all. Like, subscribe. Peace.